my friends. How goes it today? It's late in the evening here. Whoop. It's about 10:30 here. Evening time. Got stuff holding up my chair. It's actually just getting ready to go to bed in a little bit, but I thought I'd come in and make a video real quick. I had to buy this new vape unit. It's an avocado. Yeah, Geek Vape Avocado. Anyhow, I was trying to repair my broken globe this morning and it broke, so I had no vape unit. And when you get stuck without a vape, you're like, shit. So I went down and bought this for like $25 to do until I get my replacement globe. Anyhow, that's pretty irrelevant to the video, I guess. I was going to talk about a couple of different things. One of them is the law of attraction, which I didn't really want to talk about. I didn't want to dismiss it. But I also didn't want to go on and say that it's something that's actually real, proven, true. That if you have wishful thinking and put this out to the universe, that it will come back to you merely because you're asking for it. Now, I watched the, that movie that came out years ago. Oprah Winfrey, supported it. It was one of those early ones. Was it Eckhart Tolle? No, I don't know. Anyway, it was called The Secret, that movie. And it talked about all these stories of people who had wished for things, and it's that kind of trendy thing that caught on where people would say, if you just put out positive vibes and create like a wish list, then these things will come to you. And what I came to learn is that these things can come to you, but they don't come to you because you ask for them. They come to you because you have a positive outlook on life and that you believe you can get them. If you truly have affirmations that you can get these things, then you will be able to manifest them in your life, yes. But through your own action, often. Now, of course, there will be people who will just say, I wish I had $1 million and have it thrown in their lap. But it's not likely. The person may go out and buy a bunch of lottery tickets or do something else. Maybe they'll go out and work their ass off, start a company. Whatever it may be, a person may put a little bit more effort into getting there, if they have that motivation. But anyhow, I just wanted to say on that, if anyone's sitting around waiting for things to come to them just because they're thinking about them, it's probably not the best way, in my opinion. I would say that believe that you can have whatever you want and know what you want. I don't know what I want in life. Sometimes it's like, well, do I want to be a millionaire? I don't know. It wouldn't hurt, but it's not something I really desire to be rich. I know that the level of happiness after $100,000 or so per year, it pretty much slowly, diminishing returns, let's just say that. And, what else was it that I wanted to talk about? It was, of course, positive thinking and manifesting destiny, these kinds of things. In the past I've had really interesting outlooks on them. I've changed my view on a lot of things, not in a significant, huge way or a complete flip-flop, but rather just adjusting things as I figure life out. Where I see that when you have intentions to be better, to improve your life, to live healthier, they slowly creep in, and all of a sudden one day you look back and say, wow, I've actually done this. For me, it was a long road, not realizing that I'd eaten unhealthy for so long. I grew up eating a lot of junk food especially when I was a teenager, and I started smoking pot, and I'd sit and eat M&Ms all night, in the evening, and maybe drink some beer and soda, then go to bed, and just generally not eat healthy. And only in recent years have I been able to start eating healthier, but I still have this idea that I need to eat more, but I know better, because it's, my metabolism, the way I eat is the way I eat, but I have these smoothies that I drink every day with everything in it, and I feel great because of it. So, but it's just one of the other things that I've added on. I smoke a lot less cannabis than I used to because I cherish sobriety so much more. And for so many years I thought, well, it's just cannabis. It's not really getting me high. It's just kind of a buzz, and but that's the way the mentality of, that's how your mind functions. It creates a normal state out of whatever you are experiencing. So if for you waking up every day, smoking pot all day is normal, you're going to say, well, that's just normal for me. That's what I do. Just like the alcoholic, if they drink all day, and the stoner may look at him and say, how can you drink all day? And the alcoholic will think the same thing about the stoner. I hate to use drugs as examples, but call it a drug, call it a plant, call it what you will. Anything that alters the mind, that takes you away from that coherency of being fully functional. It has a place, but when I learned to really enjoy just being straight and I don't know. There's one more thing I wanted to talk about, and that was just taking the time to, are we multitasking too much? Do we as a society spend too much time going from thing to thing, to device? I know I do, and I guess it was because I was looking at some articles about multitasking, and it's talked about how it can actually lower your IQ, and you can lose brain power due to the fact that you're skipping from thing to thing. And I think this is a key thing to know, because we're always going from computer to device, to Facebook, to YouTube, to whatever it might be, to talking to one person, to calling somebody, to going to doing our business, and whatever it might be. And it's hard to take time to just sit and think. We might actually be better off sitting and watching a movie, or staring at the wall even, than jumping from thing to thing like we do. But it's just kind of the world we live in. And this is where meditation shows itself to be true. And they talk about being distracted as permanently distracting you, and meditating in any way, shape, or form is a super useful thing. I don't sit with my legs crossed and meditate, but sometimes I just sit and stare. And I don't do it often enough. It doesn't even have, I might close my eyes on the couch, maybe be in kind of a half, hypnagogic state or whatnot. But it's just a matter of taking that time to not be asleep, but to be relaxed, and maybe sit and write a book for a while, or, do one particular thing. It's hard for a person like me. I'm like a jack of all trades, master of none. I love to just explore ideas and do things, and it's always ever changing. And that's why when I was a carpenter, I got into finish carpentry and started my own business doing, fine woodworking, because I could go from doing molding to doing doors, to cabinets, to sanding, to finishing, to all these different tasks that allowed me to move in kind of a flow from job to job. And that's what I did. I'd go from task to task all day long. I don't like finishing one thing. I always like to wait. And after reading something about this a while back, it said that procrastinators actually end up doing a better job a lot of the time, as long as they get it finished. Just because they start a job, and then they'll leave it hanging for the whole second half until the very last part and finish it. The people who cram and do these things, like in college, a lot of people are like that. Some people finish everything right away, some people are consistent throughout, and some people just cram it all in at the end. But the ones who start and finish halfway, they have time to think about it for all the rest of that time to make sure the decision they're making is proper. And I think that would be a key aspect to living a good life, would be to really think out what you're going to do before you do it. I don't think that I could ever go to college for one specific thing, especially when I was younger, because I never would have wanted to stick with it, But here I am, 41 years old now, thinking, well, what's next? Life is just an exploration. It's a bunch of experiences tied together through memory. And memory is like all we really have, because without it, we have nothing. So our storage of memories and who we think we are, this is all based on the past. So we're not hanging on to the past, but it's part of who we are in the future. So breaking away from that, yet hanging on to what we know, it's a difficult one. Anyhow, I'll talk to y'all soon, and say hi to a loved one, and have a wonderful holiday season, whatever it may be.